Hello, my name is Becky Katz, and I am auditioning today for a professional internship at the Disney Youth Education Series at Walt Disney World. Today my lesson will be discussing wagashi, or traditional Japanese sweets. So when you think about American sweets and American desserts, what sort of things come to mind? Chocolate. Sugar. What else?
King size.
King size.
Big portions.
Okay.
Kit Kats.
Kit Kats. Okay, so like candy bars.
Yeah.
Cake. Cookies. Okay. So this is a decent list. So what we're actually going to be doing now is we're going to be trying bits of different traditional Japanese desserts. And so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you take one bite of each dessert I had in front of you, and we're going to write down what you think. So just go ahead and pick up the first dessert, the white one, and take a bite and give me some words. Chewy?
Kind of creamy.
Creamy. Any other words?
A little savory, but not really.
A little savory. Okay. You can go ahead and you can set that down. All right, and take a bite of the other one, the one in the middle. You can cleanse your palate. It's an interesting face.
Has an interesting texture.
Interesting texture. What sort of texture?
It's really, really dry, but it's filling. It's almost solid, but not quite. It's really grainy.
Grainy. Okay.
Like a cake.
Like a cake. And then it's time for the last one. So go ahead and pick up the little green thing and give it a try. It's a kind of a candy, you can just suck on it.
Ooh, that's bitter.
Bitter.
That's green tea.
It's green tea.
Oh, okay. That is definitely green tea. That's what it is.
So how are these desserts different and similar to some of the American sweets that you know, and you can use this lovely list as a reference?
They're still kind of sweet. They've got a very different texture.
Different texture?
American food is softer or crunchier. This is more gooey.
A little more gooey?
I think it tastes more like actual ingredients rather than like a processed, candy bar you get out of the vending machine.
Okay, so it tastes a lot more like you can taste exactly what's in it.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that makes perfect sense. Well, I'm going to explain what each of these three things are. The first thing that you tried was called daifuku. The inside is anko. It's a type of sweet red bean. And the outside is mochi, which is made of glutinous rice flour. And the second thing you tried is called a manju, which is, the inside is the same anko, the red beans, but the outside is kind of a buckwheat and rice flour cake. And the last thing you tried is called a matcha ame. Now the outside is the bitter matcha green tea powder, but the inside is actually a sweeter, softer milk candy. So why do you think these Japanese desserts taste different from desserts you're used to?
They use what they would have, like rice and stuff, and green tea is something. It's like a staple that they use in their dishes. So.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you think about American desserts, you know the cakes and the cookies and the chocolate, it has to do so much with the history of what's available. So in America we have wheat and we have dairy, and that leads to ice cream and cake and baked goods. Whereas in Japan they have the rice. Glutinous rice is actually native to one of Japan's native species, and The red beans also, and matcha, the green tea, has been cultivated in Japan for over 1,000 years. So exactly, they use what they have. And so in a way, when you think about different palates and different things that people eat, like different desserts or different dishes, it's not necessarily that people have innately different palates. It's all just based on what has been available in that country for a long time. So our taste buds aren't really that different after all.